Welcome back to a second episode of Carminian Chaos, the Reliquary Tower's little Dungeons and Dragons show. Uh, Today we're going to be coming into session number 2. Just a reminder from last time, we're doing everything theater of the mind. Unfortunately, I have no props to display. Everybody here is well, they can't speak right now, so I'm going to tell you right now they're excited, even though they might not be. Last time, our 4 adventurers, Owen playing as Ariena, a cleric, Bradey playing as the professor, a warlock, Marshal playing as Fartug, the goblin bard, and Martin playing as Jorn Cinderheart, a dark elf fighter, all met together within the Mermaid's Call in the town of Rogue's Passage, and discussed with the 2 leaders of a crime syndicate known as Barbed Coral. The 2 gentlemen were known as Orok and Mert. Sorry, it's not Mert, it's Mert. Mert, I think it was. As you can tell, I'm very professional. Meeting with these gentlemen, they discuss the fact that their underground vault perhaps has been robbed and they needed these groups to go and investigate it. While investigating it, they found themselves on the business end of a zombie horde while rushing down some underground hallways, following through puzzle doors, and eventually making their way through a small underwater tunnel into the vault itself. Ladies and gentlemen, here you are in the vault. It's a large, probably 100-foot by 100-square-foot room, which you have come to investigate, to learn who has stolen what has been stolen, and if time merits, find a goblin by the name of Skaap, who it was supposed to be watching guard. While you look around the room, you see a large, like I said, 100-foot by 100-foot room, which now is mainly empty cubbies and nooks where large trays and drawers that were once clamped and made of metal and secured to the wall have been all pulled from their purchase and now scattered across the floor, empty, and just a small amount of coins now rushing and cascading across the floor around you. Within this room, there's the passage behind you from which you came, which is a small 10-foot by 10-foot hole of water that leads underground into more subterranean tunnels. And there are 2 other entrances. One that looks like a tunnel has been drilled in from above, which has caused another to collapse beneath it, now kind of just appearing to be a massive pile of rubble. And the other one, a dark passageway that leads back in the direction to the puzzle room before you. Who would like to investigate the room first, and where would you like to start? Sorry, that was a lot of information for everybody in like 4 seconds.
Murtog Foglog, or Fartog Heyman, is going to have a look at all these coins. Have a, look, start counting them, maybe miscounting them. Maybe a few happen to slip my pocket. It's all, part of accidents.
Just give me a general perception check as you're picking through coins, just to see if there's anything else in the room you notice.
19.
As you start looking around, digging through these piles and piles of empty, heavy metal, empty lock boxes, just looking for anything extra, there's a couple things you begin to notice. First things first, you find 17 gold pieces worth of coins just kind of scattered across the ground here. You also find underneath one of a couple of the lock boxes. You move them aside, and you find a small pouch that has a brown stain on it. The pouch itself is a dark gray and black color. As you open them up, you look inside and you see what seems to be a broken thieves' tool set that somebody has callously thrown across the floor.
Hey, I think I found some evidence. There was no gold anywhere near it. It was just an empty room. But I found this bag of thieves' tools, it looks like. Anybody know anything about that? I look at Owen's character.
I don't know anything about these tools.
Jorn kind of walks up behind you, and they're like, it looks like thieves were here.
Good observation.
Oh, really? In the pilfered vault, there were thieves.
Carter, I'm just gonna stay by the water just in case anything starts to come by.
Okay. Ariena takes her potion
to come through.
Oh yeah, I know. Like the 5,000 zombies that were following you. You know that's a good honorable task to take.
Yeah. True.
While Fartug is looking about the floor and throughout the scattered lockboxes, is there anywhere else anybody would like to take a look?
I'll have Jorn do just sort of a general perception check of the area, see if we can maybe find some clues.
Okay, looking around the room, I'll just have. You said you're just doing general perception. Give me a perception check.
Perception check. Yes, I'm good at those. A 10.
Solid. A 10. The first thing that's kind of obvious to look at is as you look around the room, there are many shelves and shelves and shelves of what were secure lockboxes. Very few are untouched. However, across the room, there are about 5 you see that are still in their shelves that, for any other reason that you don't quite know yet, have not been removed.
I'm going to investigate them, see maybe I can open them.
They are spaced a little bit further about. There are a couple that are at ground level, and then there's a couple that you might have to climb a little bit to. Do you just want to start at ground level, or do you want to go straight for the sky?
I'm going to start at ground level. Play it safe.
Okay. So the closest one to ground level you'd be able to walk up. You see is lockbox number 43. You pull at it a little bit. You notice that there's no lock on it right now, and as you look across the ground, maybe move a couple pieces of broken metal out of the way, you do see there was a lock on it, so somebody did open it at some point, but for some reason had not taken the item with it. As you open it up, you see a large mass of just a red powder.
Jordan's gonna can I do investigation, see if I can figure out what in the world this is?
I'd say give me a nature check.
Nature check. Okay.
Don't show the Warlock did.
13.
13? It's not the rarest of materials, but spices in general can be valuable. This is about 70... sorry, not 73. This is about 93 gold pieces worth of paprika.
I smell that.
Yeah, paprika. It's paprika. It's a spice. It's a real-world spice. But you're also in the middle of nowhere with no agricultural state, so paprika, pretty valuable.
Jordan's kind of look around, maybe just is it a pouch?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pouch there, and a little bit had kind of fallen out into the lockbox that you were able to. You can dust it back in if you please.
Yeah, Jordan's gonna dust it back in, tie and seal it, and put it in his bag.
Okay, you can add 93 gold pieces worth of paprika to your inventory.
Sick.
Damn, that's not bad.
Yeah, he got paprika.
Why?
While he goes over and checks that lockbox, Professor, as you look around, you can see now the lockboxes as Jorn has begun to point them out. Is there anywhere else specific that you'd like to look?
I'd like to look up. You said the room is really, really tall, so I'd like to look as high as I can look to see if I can spot anything that might be important up near the ceiling.
Anything important near the ceiling? Okay. Just a moment.
The perception check, or just tell me?
Yeah, are there monsters nearby? And if so, can I attack first?
Believe it or not, in this locked, secure room, there are no monsters that can be seen.
Good. Wait, I look over at Martin. I look over at Jorn. There's no monster?
Okay,
Wait.
Give me a general perception check as you look around the room.
Jorn's gonna help him out because after he pointed it
out. Not yet,
And-
because this is happening while you're going through the lockbox.
Oh.
And okay,
Because,
couple things you notice. Couple things you notice first, Professor. First things first, as you look kind of higher around the room, you look up towards the. You start by scanning from one side of all the locked boxes, and you eventually get around to the side where the other tunnel leads back the direction you came. Not the one you came directly through, but the one adjacent to it, where somebody seems to have dug down from the surface, and then a cave has collapsed in on what was a passage leading through. As you look up there, you see just a tiny little bit of light coming down from the sky, as if somebody has breached the surface and drilled all the way down. And you also see that the tunnel coming down from above is extraordinarily smooth. Like nothing mechanical could have dug its way through there. Like something has literally evaporated the existence of whatever was there in order to actually tunnel through and into the vault. As you look around, you also see a couple of those lock boxes that are hanging a little bit higher. Anything that you might have seen? As you get closer to some... Sorry, what was that?
How... You keep going, there might be something else.
Also, as you begin to kind of walk around and do a perimeter search of all the lock boxes, then after you notice the one thing of the tunnel leading above, you find there's this strange substance on some of the walls that's almost feels... The only thing I can compare it to in real life is as if it was kind of like stuck. There's this very fine black, like sand-like dust that's almost like magnetically like stuck to the walls, as if something had like draped another substance across the walls that has now stuck itself to it. It's like a trace evidence of something that was there.
Magnets.
Yes, magnets. Well, I'm very interested in those lock boxes, even though I know I'm probably just gonna get more random spices.
Oh yeah,
But-
no, cumin? Some time, maybe?
Yeah, maybe I'll
All
get more
valuable
gold.
objects in this day and age.
Well, it'd be nice to get up into that giant borehole, but I don't see a possible way to get up there unless anyone has wings that they're hiding.
I got a 10-foot pole you could climb.
Can I
Sure,
try and
not
climb
there.
the 10
Here.
foot? How high is it?
I have a climbing kit.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Oh, well, that probably works better.
Surprise,
high
a
is it?
useful item!
Carter, how tall would you say it is? Like the hole?
The start of the hole, just eyeballing it, the actual hole that seems to be leading up and towards daylight is probably a couple 100 feet long. It would be take a considerable amount of time to actually use a climbing kit and disperse the equipment out among all of you in order to actually make it up the hole. It would probably
was just
take
gonna
the
go up
better
there.
part.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh, you're just gonna
Bring-
head up there right away?
Abandon us?
Yeah.
No. We got a one-person
Up-
party now.
Drop a rope down.
Well, I
Up,
mean,
up
technically
the
we just need
room
to
towards the
relay.
lock boxes, or up towards the actual like hole that's leading out of the room and...
The hole that's leading out.
Is your rope
Oh,
100
Okay,
feet?
to the hole that's leading out. As you head your way over there, you begin to kind of stabilize some nails into the side of the wall, into the rubble. As you go over to the rubble and you kind of hit a
Actually,
nail into the side of it to kind of...
Would I
Sorry.
be able to just use my natural climbing speed? Or.
You have a natural climbing speed?
Yes.
What part
Okay,
are you-
yeah, if you have a natural climbing speed, you absolutely could use that to navigate pretty much anywhere in the room.
Okay.
So then, as you move over there and begin to kind of climb up to investigate up further out of this hole, you notice that there's a small tunnel leading through the rubble, as if somebody's been kind of excavating it little by little.
I think I know where the goblin went.
Hmm. Didn't we already find the goblin, or no?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Found me.
So, maybe we should.
If you
explore that.
remember correctly from last session, there was a single room with a statue that held a puzzle to open 3 doors. One of them led to the water tunnel that got you into the vault, and the other 2 were left unexplored, seeing as the horde of zombies that chased you out of this underground lake you started at had begun to smash through and make themselves a true threat to your situation.
Yeah, maybe we should explore that bore or the tunnel.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, the dug one. Not the
Would
dug
they
one.
be able to get to it, or... Carter, would they be able to get up to it?
Up and out of the hole, or down towards the tunnel that's been excavated? The one that looks dug? Going through the excavated one, it would be a decently tight squeeze, because it looks like it was designed for somebody who dug the hole is a little bit probably smaller in stature, closer to Fartug's size, one might assume. What could it be? Who could have left this hole? You could probably get through it though without too much trouble, at least from what you can see from where the hole leads now.
What about the professor, who's how high? 6'5"? Can he fit through that?
6'11".
Sorry.
Sorry. 6'11".
Probably a bit of a tighter squeeze.
I'm a very skinny boy.
He's tall, but he's slender.
Yeah, I've seen arms work.
You ever seen a word?
Should 2 of us just go through it? You think, or
how dare you?
I don't think we're getting the professor through there, and I don't know how big Jorn is, but I don't think we're getting him through there, not with all his equipment.
Yeah, I don't have any shrink spells on me, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have cast it from the start. I say we go explore. Why don't you leave your climbing equipment and see if they can get it to work? Or do you think we're going to get stuck and departed from the group again?
That might be not a bad
I think
idea.
we'll
We
keep
start
it
climbing,
on
you
us,
start.
just in case you and I find something we need to climb. That way I can help you climb it. Also, it isn't exactly the easiest stuff to give away.
Oh, too much money? Well, here's the
Not
thing.
bad.
Here's the thing. I have found. Get this. I have 10 pieces of gold. I'd say maybe I'd maybe cut you 5. Maybe we could work together. I seeing as you paid me a silver back there. I mean, I only see it's fair.
It's not money, it's... Parts of it are literally parts of my armor. Giving that away is slightly problematic.
Just don't take damage.
Here, goblin, take this breastplate.
Alright, well, I'm gonna talk to the group. I'm gonna talk to everyone here. Well,
Meanwhile, Jorn's still looting.
Jorn, if you want to make your way over to some of the other lock boxes in this time, while they're discussing their further plans, you're able. The next nearest lockbox to you would be. Excuse me while I scavenge my notes. Am I blind? Okay, there we go. As you move your way from lockbox 43 to the next lockbox would be 167. You notice there's one lockbox slot that's a little bit different. As you kind of trace your hand across the wall, you feel this strange ichor kind of sitting in it. And as you touch your hands to it and you look at your fingers, they almost for a split second, not necessarily become invisible, but almost seem like they're shifting in and out of existence while emitting this very small light until whatever liquid you picked up that's slightly gray and ooze-ish just kind of dissipates from your fingers and fade away.
How much of that spice did you take?
All of it?
We sure that was
the strongest drug, paprika.
You're sure about that?
Jorn is going to like take like a bag and is like a spare or a satchel and put it over his hand, kind of like a glove, and is going to attempt to open it.
That's not the lockbox that has that ichor on it. That's one of the empty ones that you notice on your way over to the second one that is still in place.
Okay. Then what's the second one looking?
The second one, as you make your way over, you make it to lockbox 167. You open it, easy enough. There's a small lock that looks like it was still partially in place. Just easy enough. Just clock it with the hand. It breaks off. Able to open it up. You see inside of it this long, curved morning star that it seems to be made of an animal's vertebrae that lead up the shaft until it comes to the large sparked bulb at the end, where you see there are these long spines that kind of protrude from it.
Me and Marshall both made the
Jordan's
same
just
face.
like, cool. And just gonna just put it in his bag, like.
Yo, can I read all
you
of
can,
your boxes? See, there's some pretty decent loot in them now, other than just spice.
We need you, Professor. No more looting for you.
Technically, you don't know where this is happening, if I'm correct. Like,
you're all in the same room. Like, you're aware of each other's presence, and you can see what each other are doing. Like, Ariena and Fartek are currently debating who goes and does what, while the professor is looking around, searching for other things in the room, while you are also looting lockboxes. Like, it's all happening simultaneously, and none of you are, like, deliberately hiding anything that you've made me aware of. So, Martin, you can add Mace of the Manticore to your inventory.
Okay.
I will send you what that does when and if you find out what it does.
Okay.
Brad, you gave me the finger of I need attention.
The finger of testing sound settings midstream.
Hey, Professor.
Yes,
Hopefully
the most
you guys
important
can still
finger.
hear me, but I think I actually got rid of the echo problem. So, if there was,
Oh, that's nice.
I don't hear an echo, so.
Hey,
great.
Professor.
You just might not be able to hear certain things I say. Yes. Yes,
Professor.
Goblin. Yes, Goblin.
Let's just say I found 8 gold. Just in this room. I say maybe we split that 8 gold.
I say maybe you can keep it. Okay.
How come nobody cares about money in this world?
Because you're gonna.
Not true. Martin has 93 gold pieces worth of paprika.
You are gonna try and ask me to make a deal with you, and then it's gonna come back and kill me.
It's not a deal if you don't have to do it within 24 hours. That's not a deal, you know. It's more of like a favor.
It's more of like an IOU that I'm gonna get surprised by.
Well, here's the thing. We found this hole, right? And we're probably gonna have to leave you behind. So I'm giving you this 4 gold. Defend yourself in case any of the zombies come back and they try and mug you. See, I am.
Yes. Now they'll want me more because I have more belongings. Thank you. Thank you very much.
But in seriousness, though, we found this hole. Don't know where it goes. I think it has like it's shaped like a goblin. Like it's the arms, you can see it, and the leg. It's goblin. like
it's just a Wile E. Coyote style goblin shaped hole that just goes all the way through the rubble for like 100 feet into the structure of the catacombs.
Classic goblin hole. Well, I'm gonna go in. If Ariena tries to harm you in any way, just let me know, cause I don't trust her. Okay. she's got something. I don't know.
She kind of stinks.
Kind of sus. Ugh. Okay. So okay. I go in the hole. I'm gonna
I'll follow him.
Oh God! if she comes back alone, just
Ariena, how big is your character? Out of curiosity.
5'8". Do you want height or weight?
No, that's good. 5'8" is fine. Fartug, you're able to make it through pretty decently. Like it's a small hole that somebody's kind of. Oh, 5'4". Oh, even better. You're both kind of able to make your way through this hole. It's like I said, it's excavated from a collapsed tunnel, so it's a little difficult to weave your way through. At some points, there's moments where you think you might get stuck, or you hear a rock shift. Just a moment. Pay no attention to the DM rolling dice.
Uh-oh. How many rocks?
All of them.
How many concussions?
How many hit points do you have?
And what you're starting to realize is actually a fairly long tunnel. You actually feel yourselves weaving through rather quickly, you know, just the combined, like, maybe it's your smaller stature, or in Ariena's case, years of experience, either tunneling or swinging through rocks and caverns, just full Indiana Jones style. You're able to weasel your way through. Fartug, as you lead the way, eventually as you begin to get to kind of this firelit ending to this hole, you hear a sudden, "Oh gosh, where are they? What's happening? Doors opened, had to close them. Bad things are happening."
What?
I go back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Run, you turn around and instantly slam into Ariena.
What?
No. I'm gonna stop. Maybe, I don't know, Ariena might crash into me and kill me, but I'm gonna stop. And I'm gonna give the hand signal. Stop! That's my hand signal.
Okay. I stop silently.
As you both stop down and you see kind of through the hole, you see this small pacing green figure just back and forth in the room, just going, okay, supposed to guard the tunnel, but there's nothing in the tunnel left to guard. And he just kind of keeps slapping his face in the side, like not aggressively, not causing pain, but just kind of in a think motion, where he's really trying to contemplate on what his decisions are. And as he keeps on pacing back and forth, you see his one ear is ripped a little bit to the side, and there's a chunk missing off the tip of the long green complexion. In some areas, there's a little bit more of a beige coloring to his skin. And he kind of just sitting, okay, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Paid to watch the cave, but the cave's kind of gone.
Ariena, I don't like this.
Who's there? As you see, he kind of crawls over top of this chair that's set into the wall of the tunnel as you make yourself hurt, and he kind of just ducks behind it, then looks up, just putting the goblin pointed nose on the chair. Just, you see this tiny little hand poke out with a dagger and just go, "Who goes there?"
Excuse me, I'm just here to see if there's a Skaap or Skaaps.
I would be Skaap. Or
The
Skaaps.
Yes, well, we're just here to check in. Did you receive your last paycheck?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well,
you're an oddly business casual man for what's going on in the moment.
I've seen a lot of goblins.
You're in a hole underground, right?
Oh yeah, it's a goblin hole though. Are you okay? Are you feeling distressed possibly, or depressed?
Little distressed. I don't know if I would classify it as depression. It's a little bit more like a bubbling hot feeling that's coming up from my heart and infecting my brain and my entire nervous system. That just kind of makes me want to cry sometimes. You know, like there's zombies in the hole. I don't want to die.
I know. I've got it.
I think people would call that fear.
Nope. You have all the symptoms of goblin insanity, but luckily that's normal. So I think you check out. So you know what? I think I'm here. I was hired to find you and rescue you. And
Really, little old me?
Yes, you're an important piece of this entire operation of this vault. And therefore...
Oh, I'm so flattered.
And therefore, we must bring you back to safety. What do you say?
The negotiator.
Who are you? I don't actually know who you are.
Should I reveal that information?
Also, you've got a little friend back there. Who's that?
That's Ariena. She's here to check on your health as well. That's important.
She checks on my health. Is she a doctor? Because I've got this weird rash under my arm that's kind of been going on for like a couple months.
Go, doctor.
Did you take a look at that?
Go. You know about goblin illnesses.
a
goblin specialist.
I was there.
Well,
I'm sorry. Did you say you're not a doctor?
I'm not that type of doctor. I can heal you if you're hurt recently, but that's a bit beyond me.
So nothing for this rash.
She has a PhD.
Okay.
Disappointing.
Don't scratch it. I don't know.
But it itches so much. You see, as he goes in to start aggressively itching his arm, the skin kind of peels a bit, and it starts oozing just a little bit of blood.
Did you happen to get possibly bitten at all?
Bitten? Maybe. Sometimes when you're crawling through the tunnel, a rock shifts weird, and then some centipedes will crawl out, and then if you're not perfectly still, they bite you, and it's not pleasant.
I'm gonna check my body for any of this rash at all.
Yeah, sure. You give yourself a thorough inspection, and you don't see anything specifically damaging on you. From the way he describes the insects, or the inflection in his voice of the amount of pain that he winces when he says the word bites you, you anticipate that these insects are probably very large, and if one of them was on you, you'd probably notice.
Okay.
Is it okay if we come in there with you?
Oh yes, please. You at least don't seem dangerous. I'd offer to clean up, but I think we're kind of past that. As you come into this small room that you see is almost like a makeshift office, where there's kind of the cubby hole in the wall of the rock that is his. There's one for his bed, and there's another for what seems like a chair that watches a wall that just has these several arcane glyphs sitting on top of it that kind of buzz and hum, but some of them you see are a light soft blue, and then other ones are this deep harsh red. One of them is completely almost fading and crackling and dying almost. As you look around the room, though, you see there's also just kind of scraps of food and rations that he's partially ate and then discarded some. It's a little bit of garbage. You can see there's also a corner of the room that you're judging from, probably since the vault has been broken into, has probably been turned into a bathroom. I would suggest staying out of that corner of the room.
Yeah, I got it when I came in.
No idea how that happened. The smell of this room is very much lived in. It is pungent.
The goblin smell.
What are those glyphs? What do they mean?
So that's my job. This is my whole job here. These glyphs show the checkpoints of different halls and rooms in the catacombs here of the vault. And if any of them ever trigger, then I'm supposed to hit this button. And you see there's a button in the side of the wall, and it just says the word "shut down" on it. And it's supposed to make everything safe, lock everything down, make everything okay again.
And did you press that perchance?
Yeah, I hit the button. That's why the door's locked. That's why, if you're here and you came from that way, then you either came in from above. Did you come from above in the hole, or did you come through the main way with the door and the lake?
Yes, the giant statue, the The zombies.
I'm sorry, what? Okay. Zombies are at the door now. Did you not bring those with you?
No.
I say this is for a different discussion.
They're not supposed to be here. And I've been trying to figure that one out. And they're just kind of at the door now. Didn't even know they were here till like 5 minutes ago, when I'm assuming it was you that opened the doors, and all of a sudden like one crawled in and tried to bite me while I was sleeping. I was just like, ha, and got him with the knife.
Oh.
Then I closed all the doors again, and everything seems okay right now.
They might have gone through one of the doors.
Just what? I mean, like, how bad
One?
can
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
just say...
so then, did you bring them with you or not? Because they're not supposed to be here, like, at all. Not in the lake, not nowhere, not anywhere.
They're not
My masters don't deal in necromancy. They're not here. Is somebody are you a necromancer? You, the one that is or is not a doctor?
I'm not a necromancer. You might know a necromancer,
yes.
but I'm not a necromancer.
Okay. If you are here to retrieve me, then and you are here to make sure that everything's okay.
Yes.
Can I leave? Am I allowed to leave now?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I mean, there's no danger other than the front door. I mean, of course. But
I was gonna say that might be a little bit of an understatement.
well, let's just say, if you make it out alive, you'll be a hero.
I don't know about hero. Like, the vault's destroyed. They literally stole almost everything.
That's key word there. Almost.
Hey.
You've technically defended the vault. They didn't take everything.
Jorn in the distance.
Make a sorry, before that, Martin. Fartog, just make a general charisma check.
Okay. 5. Came out sarcastic.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you there, but if if I'm allowed to leave, I would like to leave now. And you see he starts to like trying to push you apart so he can get to the hole, and he starts crawling into the hole.
No, he crawls like...
Who are they?
In the meantime,
Who are they? What do you mean they?
People who took everything. Do you know who they are?
Okay. Okay. Big loud noise, tunnel fall down. What happened? Okay, then I tried to dig the hole. I dug through. The first dig through, my gosh, was very painful. A lot of sharp rocks that I was able to move out of the way. I came in to see a gentleman, 2 gentlemen's, green hoods, neither very attractive.
It's Owen.
Just kind of took everything. I've seen gentlemen in green hoods before walking around town, but that doesn't really narrow things down, I guess, for anybody.
And you saw exactly 2, right?
I believe 2, yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was 2. Either of you, while you're talking to him, can make an insight check.
I'll make it.
Fine.
What's my insight? 20, unnatural.
Okay, man. As he mentions 2, I'm fairly certain there's only 2. You get this hint of not just confusion from him, but this little faint wisp of fear that just kind of shocks you a little bit to hear out of like he's generally very fearful, but in the conversation he seemed to be focused so much on trying to remember the information that like he just wasn't letting any emotions get to him. And for that little like aspect of fear to still peek through that like that closed off veneer in that moment was kind of just very telling of something that's very peculiar with this memory.
Are you sure you don't know who they are? Like, I understand that they might try to hurt you, but you're here now. You're
Okay,
safe.
sometime.
You can tell us.
Okay. Green hoods. Sometime men with green hoods come to the bar to talk to my masters, but none have ever done that before. None have ever done that. The face coming out of the back of the head was a little bit much. Gratuitous, some might say. Gratuitous.
Wait. So
the back of the head.
So I crawled through the hole. I saw the two green men, and just for a split second, it was like almost like the soul of his body like leapt from his back and leaned out of his head, and see another disgusting face peering back at me while the man was still turned around.
There are some magics that can do something similar to what you described.
Cast that spell right now.
Terrifying.
But
well, I'm sure we can.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, we can probably recall your memory more if we get to where the incident was.
Yes, safety. Further away from the doors. Yes, let's go. And you see he begins to like scurry and crawl through the passageway, trying to get back towards the vault room that you came from. While you guys crawl through there, Martin, sorry, you had tried to get something in there earlier.
As they're sort of doing this, Jorn's is going to try to finish up his looting run before coming up to the hole where they all are. So I'm just going to quickly finish my looting run there.
Okay. Brad, what are you doing during this time?
I guess I'm sort of just keeping watch, like Owen was planning on doing, and then he went tunneling. So
okay. You're now standing over by the door. Just give me a general perception check while you're standing by that pit of water you came through.
It's 18.
18, yeah. You look through the pit of water. You see nothing has yet really managed to pass through.
Yet.
As you're looking down there, nothing yet has really seemed to pass through. You begin to look around the chamber, and you notice around that place where Jorn kind of stopped to look at his fingers and kind of like that strange ichor that he kind of had to wipe off and just evaporated from his fingers. First things first, you notice that is lockbox station number 2, and as you look at it, you also see
the suspense.
You also see there's a little bit of green fabric kind of caught in that station 2 next to it, probably left from the men wearing the hoods.
Strange.
Except you don't know about the men wearing the hoods yet. Sorry about that. There's just a little bit of green fabric stuck in like a corner of that area where the lockbox used to be.
Don't burn it.
Jorn, as you begin to make your way around the room, doing more looting. The next lockbox requires a little bit of climbing to get to. It's lockbox number 216. Inside, you see a handful of letters with a seal on it that's been stamped by a ring that looks to be... Sorry, just a moment. The stamp itself looks to be... a dark... They're in the crest... sorry. The seal that seals the envelopes is a bull that seems to be preparing to charge towards you.
Jorn's just kind of climbed down and figured, like, that was all that was in the box?
That's everything that was in that box. There are a handful of other boxes that you can see. There are 3 more you can see, but they're going to require quite a bit of climbing to get to. Like, they're starting to get near the very top of the room.
Jordan's kind of gonna look around, thinking that like, well, they had some way of getting up there. See if there's some kind of like a ladder or something. That's sort of like for the structural use for getting up there.
Okay, you sift past and through some of the lock boxes, moving them aside. You eventually do find what seems to be a very large ladder that would have latched to somewhere atop the top row, but somebody has ripped down to try and prevent people from getting to the boxes. The ladder itself is extremely long. Like it can almost match the height of the room.
Jordan's gonna try to pick it up and lean it back up against the wall. We're closer to the top where some of the sealed lock boxes are.
Okay. Give me a strength check to see if you can really maneuver this ladder. This thing is made of metal and is probably 80 to 90 feet long. It was designed to be set in place and then not really taken down or moved. So moving it in this one is not typical.
Can I make an athletics check?
Yeah, athletics check would work fine.
That'll be a 19.
19, yeah. You're able to pull the thing from off the ground and then lift it and heave it up and then are able to place it against the wall closer to where some of the lock boxes are. You're able to, huffing a little bit as you make this single ladder climb up 90 feet to get to the other lock boxes. Opening them, you find a small diamond that in itself is a little cloudy. There's a diamond there worth about 75 gold pieces.
So...
in it.
Less than the spice. Dang.
Surprise! It's also paprika. No. In another lockbox, you find 2 potions of healing, and another you find 4 vials of this deep purple and red liquid that seems to spark in some areas.
Drink it right now.
2 potions of healing. What level?
It's potions of healing. That's the basic version.
Okay.
And there's 4 vials of this sparking and purple and red liquid. Being from Vassenrai, you'd probably know that it's alchemist fire.
Alchemist fire? Alrighty. I guess it would make sense if it's it's a popular thing there. Then I would know what it is.
It's not necessarily popular, but especially within the military, as an alchemical and utility component for their operations, it's something you'd be familiar with. So having a military background. Yeah. That's four of those vials.
4? Would I know what they do?
You throw them, they break, and fire.
Ah. Vials? That actually...
They're vials of fire.
Vials of alchemist fire.
Don't drop them on the professor.
Yes, don't...
Oh no, they slipped!
Don't drop them on anyone.
As Jorn has kind of reached the top and is looking through the last of these loot boxes, that is when first Skaap emerges from the tunnel and just goes, "Oh! Open space, open space, open space!" And then Fartug follows out behind him and Ariena taking up the rear.
Jordan kind of climbs down it's good, you're back. I just finished grinding loot.
Large, scary man with a deep voice. Okay. And he kind of, Skaap kind of goes behind Fartug.
Yeah. Alright, just don't question it.
It's not going to hurt you. The other one might, but he won't hurt you.
He kind of looks up a little bit at you and just goes, "Okay, not a doctor."
Oh.
Me's a doctor. Sort of.
You're a doctor? Okay. Well, I have this rash on my arm. Good. My centipedes many times. Can you take a look at it for me?
Now that he's distracted.
I'd rather not. Looks pretty
I'd rather not. Are you sure? It's very irritating.
And contagious.
I don't know how you would possibly be able to know that without taking a look at it.
I'm a doctor. The only thing I have to help is a knife. And I could amputate. Cut it off before it spreads.
Give him that purplish
You see, as he looks at you and he's just and he picks up the small dagger he has, and you see he just starts to cut off the skin, and he just goes, "Ah, ow! What? Why would you diagnose
Can
this?"
I try and stop him?
Oh yeah, sure. Make a dexterity check.
Just heal him. Heal the flesh back.
That'll be a
probably
10.
gonna spread.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 18. You see, he just starts to cut the skin, and it just kind of falls off, and it's not really bleeding a lot. It's more like the callus, extreme callus, is kind of being removed. But there's definitely some spaces where he's like removed too much, and it's like
potato peeler, like
Yeah.
Oh, are you starting to help him shave it now?
No, I don't want to go anywhere near that.
Okay, yeah,
He's kind of potato peeling like the infected tissue off, and he's just like, I will say it doesn't itch anymore now.
I'm gonna
But
cast.
that might be because of the searing pain. Actually,
well, it'll get rid of the pain, won't it? Make him laugh. Or will it just hurt
he
him
rolled
more?
another natural 18.
He giggles slightly.
They say he might hurt you.
That was weird. Okay. My arm hurts, but I was told I was gonna be safe. Safety.
Welcome to safety.
You are
Yeah.
you not?
Carter, I'll cast Healing Word on him.
What's the
Oh,
word?
you're so kind. As you see, like the healing word takes over, you see the infected tissue that is now just a flesh wound heals over.
It just attaches back.
I'm not gonna make you roll for hit points. You're using a spell slot on this guy. He's fine.
He's just cutting off part of his arm, just like shaving up.
I'm
and
getting rid of the bad part.
Sit there.
I'm a doctor. I know what I'm doing.
It's clear you know what you're doing. What you do if you have
Do I believe him?
damage, you just cut it off and healing word it. Of course.
Do you believe Brad?
Bradey.
Oh, Bradey. Make it. First things first, Bradey. Are you at all trying to like? Is this something you fully believe and that you believe is the correct diagnosis?
It kind of makes sense. It's like the only thing I have, unless he wants to be Eldritch blasted. Like,
Solution to everything.
I can just sort of shave it off. I mean, it'll sort of make sense. It's how doctors do stuff. They use knife cutters.
You sense that regardless whether this is the correct thing to do or not, the professor believes that this will help him.
I meant the more of, is he a doctor? But okay.
Oh, are you a doctor? Bradey, first things first, is your character a medical doctor or a PhD?
He's a professor.
Okay,
has
make
a
an
PhD
insight
in-
check, Ariena.
He has a PhD in Warlock.
12.
12? Yeah, like he calls himself the professor. He seems educated. Got some nasty tentacles that can like explode from his body and kill things. Those seem like doctor things. Like you don't see why he wouldn't be a doctor if he claimed to be a doctor. Like there's literally almost no benefit to it, except people would literally ask you for help constantly if that was a lie you were doing. Like there's no benefit to doctors in this day and age for like revealing yourself if you aren't one. Like there's no reason to believe he isn't a doctor.
It makes sense. I am a doctor. Shouldn't be, but I am.
Okay.
I love my job.
I think we
Skaps.
should get out of here now.
Whoa, Skaps. Where did you see this incident happen?
The incident, okay. Man with the two faces was he kind of grabs your hand and then leads you away and goes like, it was right here. He was touching the lockbox that was right here. And he's directing to lockbox space number 2, where the drawer is now gone entirely.
Oh. The drawer is like gone now? Like
Yeah, like all of the rooms, all the drawers were completely empty, and lockbox 2 never had one inside it to begin with. But lockbox 2 is the one where you found the strange liquid on your fingers, and it's also the one where the piece of green cloak was stuck.
Do I notice this liquid, this gooey substance?
As you look inside, yeah, you do see this gray substance that kind of seems to phase in and out of existence almost, as it like shimmers in a way with small pops of color occasionally.
So like it just like the wall is like that.
Yeah, the entirety of the wall is think of the entirety of the wall as a dresser drawer of like thousands and thousands of different dresser drawers. But all of the actual drawers of the dresser have been removed and thrown across the floor.
Right. So then this here. So this one here is just slimy. Like this empty slot is just slimy with like.
Yeah, there is some strange liquid inside of it, and as you look at it too, it seems like there's a weird like blending of substances inside of it as well, as if they've been layered on top of each other.
I'm gonna take a bottle. I have a bottle. I'm gonna try and like scoop some in, and just.
Oh yeah, it's easy enough to do. You're able to scoop it in, and as you see it kind of settle in the bottle, you notice these liquids almost instantly kind of like separate as if they're trying to repel each other. The gray ooze kind of sits on top and like floats almost-ish, and then there's this thick white substance that's kind of milky in color that sits in the bottom of the vial you've taken. You can make an Arcana check if you recognize either of these.
Oh, great! -1. Oh, 4 minus 1 is 3. I got it. It's goo.
It's goo. There seems to be some form of magical property to them. You couldn't say anything for certain about either.
I've got it. It's magic. So, Skaps, do you know about this weird substance? How often have you been in here?
I've been in employ for Master Oric and Muck for I think about 7 years now. Spend most of that time underground. So I've been in this room probably around 384 times. One time I spent a whole weekend here. It was much more refreshing than my usual hole.
And did you see any of this goo ever before?
It's not this goo, and he points to like the gray one with the pops of color that seems to phase in and out of existence. But I know that sometimes they would use this one, and he points to the bottom one that's kind of the thicker, very milky-ish white one that goes. They'd rub some of this sometimes on the inner of the lock boxes that they really didn't want to go anywhere.
So it's almost like a glue?
Yeah. Glue seems like the right word.
Has glue been invented yet? Am I from the future?
No, glue exists. Like not necessarily like glue as we know it now, but like forms of adhesives, especially in Baston Rye, where you're from, would be extremely common.
Okay. Well,
some glues, however, more common than others.
I say, don't inhale this.
Why? And he grabs the bottle from you and unpops the cork and goes.
What? I know you're being a goblin, but this is a little much.
I feel a little bit light, like I'm floating. Bradey, is the professor still standing next to the water pit?
I'm still keeping watch, but I'm listening in and just crying at this goblin because he's really stupid.
In the water, you begin to see some form of movement that's kind of disturbing the surface.
Guys, Guys, I tell the team.
Oh, great. Water moves. Yeah, we know that. Okay, just keep watching, okay?
I already tell the important people in the team.
Jorn, it's like...
Thanks for letting me know!
Jorn's like, Fartug is like, it's probably the horde of zombies. They're probably coming. We should probably get out of here.
Oh!
Yes.
He says that blatantly, not thinking of Skaap.
If you give me like
why not?
50 feet of rope, if any of you have that, can make a way for us to climb out of here.
I have 5 sheets of paper.
I have Eldritch Blast.
Classic Warlock answer.
I have an explorer's pack. I bet it has some rope in it.
I'm pretty sure the Explorer's Pack does have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Like,
okay, are you all going out the hole to the roof?
That seems...
like
yeah.
Okay. As you all begin to make your way and kind of climbing on top of the rubble to get to the first bits of like solid wall where it's that extremely strange, smooth tunnel that's moving all the way up, you begin to kind of anchor points in Ariena as you kind of lead the way, kind of directing people how they'd begin to use like lines in order to climb up a cliff, how to secure themselves safely, and you kind of give this demo as you begin to climb. Jorn, you've probably done stuff similar to this before, so it's a little bit more like reactivating some muscle memory for you. Like the speech from Ariena helps, but you're a little bit more accustomed to this type of activity than the professor or Fartug probably. Skaap is kind of just there, just being like, okay, and then I put on the nail, and then I climb.
All we need to know is that he's there.
Giddy as he begins to climb the hole with the rest of you. As you all begin to kind of get up a couple feet, you're able to see behind you as the first body kind of emerges from the hole as it kind of splashes, and then you hear that strange... And then it begins to flail on the ground a little bit until it twitches upwards and gets on its feet. And then more begin to pour out as you climb farther and farther. And you see as they begin to climb up the rubble to chase after you, some of them begin to kind of pile up, and then they kind of get into that World War Z fashion, like anthill climb.
Professor,
can I have you guys as a team collectively make a acrobatics or athletics check?
Professor,
Ariena, you don't have to because you have a natural climb speed.
Hold up. Instead, can I just drop 1 vial of Alchemist's Fire?
Yeah, sure. I can check how much that'll do. Just a moment. I need to double check.
Professor, I think I see a gold down there. Can you go grab that for me? I'll owe you a favor.
I will say, Jorn, you can drop the Alchemist Fire. However, you're going to still need to make a an acrobatics or athletics check. This isn't about outrunning them. This is more just about how secure your climb.
Okay, so we're about the climb right now. Okay.
Yeah, this is about the climb that you've begun already to just see how secure you guys are as a team.
I'll do acrobatics. So, I have a 12 here.
I got a 23.
Damn!
19 plus 4.
Yes, all of you are doing this collectively as a team. Because Ariena has a climb speed, she defaults at in plus whatever her acrobatics are at. Nat 20? Okay, yeah, no, you guys are good. Jorn, do you still want to drop the Alchemist Fire?
How far up are they? At what pace are we going, and at what pace are they climbing?
You guys are, especially because of that professor, very large gentleman, doesn't look very strong, surprisingly decent at rock climbing, like shockingly so. He's literally just going like, okay, boom, 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 moving up. At some point, he doesn't even like have anything attached to him. Like he's not close to you, Ariena, because Ariena, you're just kind of natural climbing. Like you're full like Spider-Man jumping in some areas to just get up the wall. and he is like shockingly good at this for somebody who you assume is not a very athletic person. Jorn, as you kind of judge from how far they are, they're probably making a short pace. Maybe they're rising at like 10 feet per round. You guys are probably moving closer to 30 or 40.
Okay, Jordan's gonna...
So you are definitely outrunning them.
Yeah, Jordan's just gonna look down and just sort of like, yeah, save the vial, like...
Got it.
It looks like we're probably just gonna up and escape them.
Professor, it was you who noticed the kind of magnetic black sand across the lockboxes, yes?
Yeah.
As you begin to climb out this tunnel, you begin to notice more of that substance kind of just rubbed off on the side of the tunnel. Just occasionally a patch or so just kind of smeared that begins to kind of follow your trajectory out of the hole.
Grab onto it, see if you stick to it.
Yes, let's let go of this reasonable rope and try the magical wall dust.
I will say the stuff seems to be adhered like it's magnetically pulled to the wall, but there is no evidence that it itself is adhesive in any way. It's just more like it's very staticky and kind of like frozen in space against the wall.
Well, maybe if you had a giant magnet, you could use it to climb. Anyone have 2 giant magnets they can climb?
Genius strategy.
No.
Again, I'm just trying to make this clear because it might be because I poorly described it. It itself does not appear to be magnetic. It's just that's the closest that I can describe to how this thing is adhering. Like, there is no evidence of an adhesive. It just itself, for some reason, is stuck to the wall.
Yes.
So if I put 2 sands together, the world explodes.
Yes.
Science. I'm a doctor.
Would you like to try?
I'm gonna let go and do it.
And he falls down the hole. No, you guys eventually continuously tunnel and tunnel and tunnel. Sorry, you're not currently tunneling. You increasingly begin to ascend out of the tunnel. Ariena, you're the first to break through the surface and crawl out of the hole. The professor follows, then Jorn, then Bartog, and then Skaap's bringing up the rear. As you begin to break the surface, you kind of look around, finding yourself on the rocky surface of the neutral territories of KARMINIA, the floating islands above it. You look around and you notice you are kind of in the wilderness. You are not inside Rogue's Passage anymore. As you look around across the horizon, you look back and you see the town itself is probably maybe a mile or so to your northwest.
Okay.
Cool.
Northwest. We should go there then, obviously. Well,
Yeah.
we have to tell those people that we found their baby boy child. And
Yeah,
that
we have to
they're
tell
very
Eric
Who's the
and
baby boy? Who's the baby boy child?
Jordan kind of like pats
Jorn.
Skaap on the head and just like, oh, such a good boy.
It's him. It's
Zip
Jordan.
Boy said,
As you pat him on the head, he like recoils his head to the point where he's like his shoulders are almost like above his forehead.
Okay.
And you all begin to make your way back towards the town of Rogue's Passage. As you kind of skip through the area of the thick rockish swamps, occasionally having to hop over a couple small streams of the thick sediment-heavy water that kind of flushes through this area. You eventually make it back to the town's perimeter, which is walled itself. You're able to circle around to find an entrance. The guards greet you normally as many people come and not many people come and go, but people are generally free to leave and exit as they wish, as the town itself has no real lawful structure. As you begin to walk around the town center, heading your way back to the Mermaid's Call on its small settled floating island, you begin to notice there are a handful of town guards that walk through with with long spears that all carry green hoods. The guards themselves are kind of dispersed into 3 categories. There are some that wear dark, heavy robes with chains that carry maces with them. Others wear bright fish scale, almost like scale armor of bright oranges or very faint light reds. And then there are the others that wear these long green cloaks with tall spears that have all kind of intermingled, and you'll occasionally pass by as you walk through the streets.
It's them.
Familiar to you?
What is this? Some kind of sushi festival?
Green cloaks, definitely the right cloaks. So many of them, so many to see. Don't know which one.
You're all under arrest.
You say this to the town guards wearing green cloaks?
No. I'm more like mumble it. It's like what I doing.
Jorn's just like, let's just move ahead. And we're going to return to where we met the original
Mermaid's Call.
The mermaids, the fishmen who made the deal.
The fishmen, the classic pub, the fishmen. You eventually return back to the multi-story building of the Mermaid's Call that's settled on its own little floating island that's been chained to the full ground to prevent it from rising anymore into the air. You enter through the main doorway where you see its interior room with its inverted fishbowl like glass ceiling that holds water and plants and various glowing bioluminescent fish life that lives between the walls and the glass dome that creates the interior structure. As you return, you notice the bar is very quiet. If any of you have made your way here while within Rogue's Passage during your time spent here, there's normally like a handful of people sitting at each table, either just for pleasure or just because they are making deals with members of Barbed Coral. However, now it is extremely silent. There is no music. Even the bartender himself is gone. There is no one here.
Jorn kind of approaches the bartender and just like...
There is no bartender.
There is no bartender? Oh, I thought
I'm going to draw my rapier.
No, I said there is even no bartender.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was just being quiet. Like,
I think this may be a TRAEYZHP trap. I don't think we should be in here.
Try a hoop.
I'm gonna draw my rapier.
Jorn just kind of like looks down and just sort of like speaks in Fartug's ear, just like, just act natural. And just like, and Jorn's just gonna walk up to the counter and just like, so can I get some service here?
So Ariena, you said you're drawing your rapier.
Service.
Okay. Jorn, as you walk up to the bar and you kind of slam your hand down and say, and demand service, you kind of look around. You notice there's no evidence here of conflict or combat. It's just everything is kind of very quaint, and quiet. As you come up and demand service, you see sorry, just a moment. You see Mux, Oric's older brother, who he himself is he's a lighter toned of blue skin Triton with these deep red rings that give off a faint glow around that kind of cover his entire body. He's slightly more muscular than his brother, and he has this kind of sharp, intrusive gaze to him. He didn't really speak much the first time you met him, but he kind of walks up and goes, "Oh, okay, so you're back now. Turns out a lot of things can happen in a couple of hours. Skaap's okay. Skaap's is okay. Warlock will be happy about that." And Skaap's kind of sits in the corner and just goes like, "Yay, he's happy." Mux kind of looks around at all of you and just goes, "Okay, you're back and you brought Skaap's with you, so I'm assuming something was taken. What got taken?"
Well,
best way to describe it, everything. The place was sweet.
Almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that explains the issues my brother's dealing with right now.
There's also zombies.
Zombies?
Yeah, just
There's zombies in our vault. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn it. I guess that makes sense given who's sitting on the border.
We're not sure why they're there, how they got there, but there were a lot of them.
Who would that be?
I can probably hazard a guess. There's a gentleman who likes to there's a hobgoblin gentleman who likes to make his business everywhere. His name is Valkordak. Sorry. Valkordak. Valkordak. He's not competition. He's more of a warlord than a businessman. He just
My competition.
He just enjoys reminding everybody that he's still there. Great to know he's involved somehow. I definitely wanted to deal with undead hordes on top of the day I'm already having. Okay, do we have any idea who's involved? I'm assuming he didn't do it himself.
I believe Skaap knows something about this.
Yeah, green hoods, many-faced man, ghost sucked right out of him, filled with black sand.
If you need me to translate, I can do it, but it might be a little bit off.
Okay, like I've gotten a little bit used to speaking with Skaps. Green Hood's just kind of, he's not a simpleton, but the time he's spent underground has definitely made his social skills a little lackluster. So let's just say he kind of just stays to general descriptors of most of his language. But I'm very curious, what is your translation?
So, I am Skaps, and I have read that in multiple research articles that lots of green-hooded men usually rob vaults, and these green-hooded men seem to apparently have two faces. Isn't that quite scary? That's how I would have translated.
Make a performance check.
Wow, you were insane.
10.
Okay, I guess that does technically require and contain more information. Skaps had reading articles down there? He did research?
Apparently.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Maybe
Green Hood makes enough.
Jorn's just gonna cut in and just like, how about you show him the vial?
Okay. Well, it just so happened to me that I found something. Explain this. I slam it down without shattering the bottle. All this goo.
I physically smash this glass onto the table without smashing it.
Really close.
The
Correct.
fire one.
Oh yeah.
Oops, it's the alchemist fire. As you pull out the vial, Mux brings it up, and he's kind of just like, I guess that makes sense. Some of our more hazardous items that we keep in the vault, we put the lock boxes in and coated them in universal solvent to make sure that they can't be removed. So my guess is that's some oil of etherealness. It's one of the very few things that can actually get around. So whoever is ripping us off is definitely well funded. That stuff is not cheap.
And so does
There's actually very few places you can get it as well.
Does Skaps happen to know exactly what this material is?
What do you mean? The material, the universal solvent and the oil of etherealness?
Yes.
We don't give him specific names for things. He wasn't there for the construction of the vault. His job is generally just to watch and hit the button if anything goes wrong.
You're telling me that there were potentially dangerous materials under Skaap's supervision? And
no,
he wasn't
the
informed.
materials were kept. The materials were kept in the lock boxes.
You're under arrest for
You're
Section 32.
Jorn is just gonna immediately cut in. Well, speaking of jobs, I think we're really just getting into semantics now. We've went into your vault, we figured out what happened to a modest degree. The place is swept. How about our pay?
Hey, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. I have it with me here. You see, he goes down behind the counter and he takes out the 4 bags, each with, I believe it was 50 gold for each of you for completing the job. So you each receive a bag of 50 gold pieces, and he's just like, if everything was taken already, I'm guessing you weren't able to retrieve any lock boxes for the other half of your reward.
This
Nope.
man made double that money from some.
Wait. What other half of the reward? What do you...
Just as he
when
starts,
he-
Owen, just
when
as
he-
you start, Ariena, were you actually just saying that?
Me? No.
Okay, I was just actually saying that in character, in the world.
I was just gonna qualify that the original offer was 50 gold each for completing the task. Plus, you'd also be able to each take 1 lockbox at random in order to actually have that as a second half of your reward. So you each would have got one of those as well, if there were any left.
Jordan just kind of so Ariena, you said what you mentioned there about all the loot. Were you saying that in character or out of character?
I don't think I said anything about the loot.
Owen didn't speak at all. I'm pretty sure Marshal was the one who was asking for clarification
Marshal
about
or
the
Bradey.
gold.
Okay, never mind then.
I was just saying that your paprika is almost double the gold that we're getting from this.
Hey, paprika's valuable.
Yeah.
I don't know
so
about
is that.
you, but nothing hits the spot like a good deviled egg with some smoked paprika.
Okay.
It's
well,
definitely worth 93 gold.
Yep.
Yeah,
I bet you that universal solvent stuff is worth a lot of money too.
No, it's useless now because it's been coated in the oil. It effectively just nullifies the properties. It's like adding a base to an acid. Just
Dang.
pH of 0. Okay. If they had oil of etherealness, it means they were going for one of our specific lockboxes. We don't use universal solvent on anything. Which lockbox did you find this on?
2.
Great. Means I've got to go bother her. Excuse me for a moment. I need to go get my wife. You see, he leaves the room. You see, he actually goes through a hatch inside the inverted fishbowl into the water. And he kind of swims up through to the top of the dome, and then goes through what seems to be a hatch that's in between inside the actual water of the inverted fishbowl, in and up into the rest of the building.
Does he have a permit for that? No, I'm just...
Can we just pause for a moment? But did Jorn actually just take all the loot intended to be divvied up with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eldritch
Nice.
Hey, we made it out with our lives. Woo!
Surprise! That's the greatest gift of all.
Yeah.
After 15 to 30-ish minutes, you see him return with a woman at his side, swimming through the fishbowl and then coming through the hatch. As they emerge from the water, you see the...
Oh.
Please ignore those noises.
Okay.
Proceed.
The woman with him has a slightly bluish tinge to her skin as well. She has this hair that's very thick and a strange green, and as she gets closer, you see that it's almost like seaweed. She's generally wearing just very average, normal clothes. Her her features herself themselves are also very plain, like to the point where it feels almost strange that like if an alien effectively designed like this is what a human being looks like and took like the most average characteristics you possibly could and then like molded them into a person like this, those are kind of the aspects to her facial features. The only real difference are that like slick, almost seaweed-like hair, and she has slight yellowish tinge to her irises as well. She walks out into the room and she says, "Okay, I am Eric Finn. I am Muck's wife. You said they got into lockbox number 2.
Yep.
Turns out the one time I let my personal property out of sight is the one time it goes missing. You see, she kind of whispers into Muck's ear for a second, and he goes. His face just kind of all the color kind of devoids and falls from it, like the slight bluish hint, the bluishness to his skin almost completely vanishes to the point where it's like almost like bleached white. And then the color slowly returns, and he just goes, "Oh, that's not good."
What was in the lockbox?
Lockbox number 2 was a personal item that was given to me about 1,300 years ago. I'm a sea hag for those of you who didn't realize from the seaweed hair. I was given a book for saving a gentleman's life called Prophecies from the First Age as recorded by Octavian Thelmoricis.
That's probably not important.
Oh yeah, no, it's a book of prophecies. Actually, any of you can make a religion or arcane check to see if you recognize that title.
I know every single book in existence.
Yes, the Bible.
That's my character's flaw.
Actually, is that actually a flaw of the character?
No. I can read everything.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. If you wrote that down in advance as a flaw of the character, you got 18, Ariena?
I got 12.
2, 12, 18. Oh, just 8? Okay. Martin, did you roll one?
Nah.
Hey, Marshal.
Okay.
1.
I see from your faces that not hitting any bells. So effectively, in the First Age, just after the period of beginning, there was an arrogant young wizard named Octavian Thelmoricis who apparently was able to actually capture and restrain one of the forms of the god of fate, Norn, and through arcane techniques was apparently able to extract information from the god themselves. I'm gonna drop all the fancy talk and just say, yeah, he tortured a god, which is kind of a dick move.
Nice.
Literally pissed off the god of fate. And effectively, what he did was, in his paranoid delusion, tried to discover what would happen in the future to try and protect himself from it, and he recorded all of these things down in the tome that wound up in my possession. If rumors are true, okay, first things first, almost every prophecy in the book is supposed to be absolute bullshit, but oh crap, I just got us demonetized. Okay, every prophecy in the book is supposed to be false, because the god of fate, its word is supposed to be binding. Why would it tell you the truth if you're torturing it? You literally have no way of telling what it's telling you. So yeah, not really the most thought out plan from Octavian. But the rumor is supposed to be that a sprinkle of them are actually true, the ones that would be most detrimental to society, and as a part of some of the prophecies, they explain some of the nastier bits of how the world will come to an end, which means if malicious forces were to have the book, then they could use the book to effectively begin the end of the world. Of course, there aren't supposed to, none of the prophecies are supposed to be true, but either way, you can see why I'm flustered and my cause for alarm is high. I guess, are any of you looking for any more work? Because I don't know if we're going to be able to handle this one on our own.
Well, I'm thinking this one's looking more intense. If it's a higher pay than this last job, absolutely.
I think.
I also think.
I think.
You know what? I'm in. I can always use a bit more money.
I guess
so,
I'm
I see no reason not,
it.
depending what numbers you're willing to put down.
Sorry, Ariena, what were you saying?
Where will this work take us? Will it just be here in the city? Will it be elsewhere?
Right now, we've just got to locate the book, so this is more of just a follow-up to see who has it now, and kind of just a follow-up to see who robbed us. Were you able to find any clues to who pilfered our treasure?
Well, I can imagine if it's Green Hoods, well, they're all over the city right now. I'm sure we can ask one of them.
Nicely.
Okay. Green Hoods. Green Hoods.
They
Green
just
Hoods is a little bit of a problem. All of you have been living in Rogue's Passage for a period of time, and you'd generally know, each of you, that the city itself is divided into three factions of crime families. There's the Barbed Coral, who you are working for now. There's the Bound Court, which is a little bit more of a hostile guild, and then there's the Emerald Haulers, who all have guards who wear green hoods, and they predominantly they deal with counterfeiting and those types of things. So because each family kind of shares ownership and rule of the town, each of them have their own guards that will settle out. So the green cloaked guards would belong primarily to the Emerald Haulers. You yourself, Fartog, were brought to Rogue's Passage by their leader.
Oh.
So, wait, you're telling me we're working for the Mafia right now? The Fish Mafia?
Yes, the Fish Mafia. The
Okay,
Mafia.
I thought we were just working for some, like, nice people who own a bunch of stuff. But no, we're working for the Fish Mob.
The town is literally called Rogue's Passage.
Yeah, but I thought they were just, like, nice elderly people. That's a Fish Mob.
They're like 34, 35. Like they're not that old either.
No, but one of them's 1300.
She is a solid 2100 years old and not a moment older.
Wow.
Sorry, it's just
Kind of age shaming.
there's a dog here.
Okay, but those are generally the dichotomy of the town, and they all kind of share rule and share ownership. And the main way that the town stays safe is that they cooperate with each other. Yeah, green cloaks means the Emerald Haulers are probably in on whatever pilfering's been done. So that's a great political start for us. You can see why we want to subcontract this out, perhaps. Not have our hands directly caught in the
Cookie jar.
Caught in the cookie jar, yeah.
Yum.
So if you're able to find out who took the book, we'd definitely be willing to pay you far much more.
It's gonna have to be at least 1,000 platinum. No.
10 million.
There is something I would like in advance, though, not payment per se. Could I speak with you both in private?
Okay.
Prepare to die.
Just a moment. She kind of gestures to the rest of the three of you and ushers Mukt and her both go towards the spiral staircase that goes down to the platform below the bar that hangs over the pit of water that you jumped through in order to enter the lake and the vault room. They kind of the three of you go down there and stand on that platform, separated from the other group momentarily.
Would I be able to try and listen in?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can I just mind link one of them and hear what they're saying?
I don't.
That's something you can do?
As a
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
You can speak to people's minds, but you can't see what they see.
Well, fine, then I speak to Owen's mind and tell him he's a dink.
Fair.
I'm presuming they should be deafened, if they can't hear that, if they can't hear this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, Owen's gonna try and listen in. So, Marshal, deafen yourself if you don't mind. Owen, make a stealth check with advantage.
Stealth check?
Brady's not
to try and kind of sneak up behind them and listen in at the door. And I'm giving you advantage because Jorn and the other two are currently standing over top of a massive waterfall that is making a lot of noise, so it's generally going to make you a little bit more difficult to perceive.
Okay, then. Net 1 and 18, that's my stealth. 21.
21? Okay, sounds good. Jorn, roll a perception check.
13.
13? Okay. So, Ariena, you will be privy to this information. Jorn, you now, for what you know, are alone with Mukt and his wife.
Before I go on this mission, I have my own mission I'm looking for information on. I've been sent to eliminate a hobgoblin named Valkogak.
Well, look at that. Isn't everything just working out? Sorry, wrong voice. Well, look at that. Isn't everything working out conveniently then? You're looking for Valkogak. Generally, he's just kind of around. If something shady's happening, he's normally got his hand in the pie. Sometimes, literally. He came over one time to say in the Mermaid's Call, and he literally stuck his hand into every single pie in the kitchen. It was just a massive dick move. But yeah, he generally holds camp to the southwest of Rogue's Passage. Occasionally he'll pass by when his horde wants to pick up goods or try and tear down the walls, but...
If you could perhaps assist me in then locating where he is, I'd be more than happy doing your job, potentially even at a discount, if I can eliminate him before I leave this town and do your job.
He doesn't live in the town. He lives far away and is surrounded by camps and camps of his undead and goblin hordes. It's not going to be an easy task to kill him. I doubt you're going to have to be able to do it as a in-between task.
Do you think, well, you say he's on...
I'd be happy to give you information on him, but that would be the Barbed Coral declaring themselves deliberately against probably the most dangerous person in the territory.
I can say very
if we're doing that for you, that is your payment. That's not giving you a discount. That is your payment.
Jorn considers briefly, kind of thoughtfully thinks. So, he deliberates on what his plans. You know what? This will, of course, all be under the table. I'll agree with this if I can get information and make it on the way task. I'll take care of my task first, then I'll be on your way on yours. Let's just say I will be with the rest of the party here, and as long as they're under payment, I have reason to stay with them.
Okay. I will say we don't have the information for you right now. We'll have to send out spies in order to scout his areas, kind of collect what you need in his territory. So perhaps if this is the payment you want, then we can have this information for you by the time you retrieve the book for us.
I say I can agree with that then. When I return, I'll get the information I need, and you'll get your book, or rather any information we can find on it, and I'll get the information I need to get my head.
Okay. Let's return ourselves to your peers. Ariena, at this time, you kind of hear the footsteps begin to return back up the stairs that you're listening at.
Yeah, I'll head back down. In a spot where it seems like the other two wouldn't have noticed me.
Okay, you just kind of come up and return to the room very discreetly, just kind of plopping yourself into a corner of the room, just kind of following up with that 18 stealth check, just kind of carrying over. Here's the thing we didn't think about. They're deafened.
Yeah. Tell them to unmute.
Can we stop now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys can return now.
We're done. Yeah.
Now we just need to get Marshal back.
Marshal has to go back to his computer anyways.
Okay.
Why did everyone's audio quality drop for me?
No idea.
Discord, what have you done?
Oh my god, he's outside.
He's outside the window. Oh my god.
Quick, someone ping him. Hold on. Hold on. What? Hold on. I'm just gonna. What in the world?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reliquary towers, the constant professionals.
Does this mean our little pal here, our goblin friend Vartug's dead?
Vartug went outside to get some fresh air while you guys were talking. He's currently standing on the steps of the Mermaid's Call, looking down off, dramatically posing, perhaps grimacing into the distance. Occasionally pulls out his musical jug, gives it a couple blows, and
Okay.
Welcome back.
Did
You seem slightly sweatier than you were moments ago.
Did anybody see it?
Yeah, Marshal.
It was very noticeable. We made sure to point it out.
We kind of finished that whole thing while you were out there.
So...
Literally, we finished that private conversation literally the moment you left.
Oh, oops.
Classic us.
Nice.
So you all begin to see Jorn, Mukt, and then his wife return to the halls again. As they return up the stairs, Vartug comes back inside from the front door. The professor, who never left, I assume, is sitting next to the bar, waiting for their return. And they all walk up and look around, and Mukt says, "Oh, okay. This is going to be a job from me, so I'm going to let Nythe take it away." His wife steps forward and says, "Okay. Your job will be, if you are willing to accept it, the retrieval of prophecies of the First Age recorded by Octavian Thelmorices. Sorry, the name catches in the throat. Your payment will be roughly... What's a realistic price I should put on this?
200 gold each.
That's too cheap, Bradey. Come on.
400 gold each.
Now we're talking.
Extortion.
I made the best.
Each of you will be paid 300 gold pieces for the return of the book to my person. I will be honest with you. I have never found a way to destroy the book, but if it comes back damaged, I do not care.
Good.
Yeah, well, I think I could probably make the same amount of money just doing some shoe shining. So, unless we're getting
you could make 300 gold pieces shoe shining.
That's when Jorn is just gonna walk behind Fartug, give him a good whop behind the head, and he's in. We're going.
Alright, okay, I'll stop scamming you. Alright, go.
Okay. First things first, I'm making this a priority. Is there anything you need from us in order to help you?
2 platinum rings, each worth about at least 50 gold.
No. I think we could probably use a carriage, maybe.
No, I
Jorn
do legitimately need this.
Jorn also brings up, would you perhaps have some ammunition for this here? As he slaps his shotgun on the side, hang off his wrist. I would be likely of great help.
Muck kind of steps over and kind of gestures towards it and says, "May I?"
Oh
Oh.
Who is Muck speaking to?
You. He's gesturing towards the shotgun and asking if he can pick it up.
Oh, okay. Jorn kind of removes it, right off the end, and hands it over, sort of royally. There's no ammunition.
He takes it from you. There's no ammunition in it currently.
He left one shell.
Okay.
Inside.
He kind of checks down the barrel, looks to the side, compares the sight, opens the break action, kind of examines it from that point. This, my friend, is something very rare.
Oh, I'm quite aware.
Like you know, as you probably already do, ammunition is rarer. He hands it back to you. We have maybe some, but we'd have to check a couple warehouses.
You're lagging, Carter.
Fortunately, not everything we own was kept in the vault, but I will say almost everything was. So we might have a couple lying around, but it'll take us some time to check. We can get back to you by morning on that front.
Jorn says, very well. I believe it is due. We are due some rest, so we shall get onto your task come daylight.
I wasn't joking about those 2 platinum rings.
Oh, you
need them for a spell.
Spell components are something I carry in plenty. I could look into it for you.
Can I get 2 of those too for my my spell? You see, it's really big, and I'm gonna need some platinum rings.
That's when Jorn walks behind Fartug and whops him over the back of the head. You're like...
Just throw him back down the hole.
I too need
Fartug. Fartug, make a deception check.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting a chance. Oh no! Oh, okay, it's a 13. Great offer.
I get 2 platinum ring.
So
you
Marshal
get nothing.
can try to deceive a 2100-year-old witch.
Never seen a goblin like this before.
Insight, which I believe is wisdom based. Excuse me while I probably say something incorrect on camera.
It is wisdom based.
I don't know if we have any extra. Getting platinum rings at all will probably be difficult. But if I have a couple extra, I will throw them your way.
Perfect. Nailed it.
It will probably be the same timeline. We'll be able to reconvene in the morning in order for us to send you on your way. If it's the green cloaks, you might want to start off at Gemtown. It's the Emerald Hauler's kind of main hub. But like I said, that will probably be something for morning. Do you all have places to stay?
Not at this time.
We do. I don't think we do.
Nope. Not with the functioning bed.
Okay, follow me. You see she kind of takes you, she takes each of you and presses her fingers to your forehead, and you kind of feel this magical sensation flow over top of each of you in turn. And then she kind of opens the hatch that has the water magically sealed behind inside the inverted dome, and she leads you all to swim through that area up into the top hatch into the Barbed Coral's headquarters. As you exit into that area, she leads you through several hallways that are almost hard to track in your mind of where you go, and she leads you to a couple of bedrooms that they have above the bar. That she gestures to you and says, "They should serve you well for at least one night. Please do not fail me. I have been able to remain calm and collected for almost 1,000 years now. Please do not make me have to become a hag again."
Trust me, if we fail, we won't come back to you.
We'd probably be dead.
Fair judgment. All of you, please have a good night. And she kind of leaves off into the house.
Right, Jorn and meditate.
We getting rich quick or what? No, I'm joking.
Got his goals set.
I guess I will have a little sleep.
Da 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 da!
Yes.
A long rest is achieved.
What?
The professor just stands staring at us.
I do just stand. I don't sleep.
Time to reset stuff.
Everybody gets spell slots back. Everybody gets HP back.
I never spell.
Owen has to repick spells.
Experience points. We did complete a mission.
I've explained already. We're not doing experience points. We're doing.
Oh yeah, levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah. No. I do
Landmarks.
that at the end of the session, Martin.
Okay.
Do we get a goal point? Do we level up though?
You completed the mission. You completed the first mission. You will level up at the end of the session.
Sick.
Oh god, that face is done.
What?
Did Owen just freeze?
Yay, I froze.
So while we work stuff out, let's just say we take.
Object.
I can put a cover over the stream, and basically we just chat and take 15. Maybe if anyone wants to get a drink.
I'd
I
like
don't know
to
how much
stare at
longer
the
we want
audience.
to go. Like,
I was gonna say, we'll probably only be doing about half an hour more or so.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm just thinking if like Owen's going to be like repicking spells right now, like
Okay,
we
I'll
might
take
as
you,
well.
Maybe a minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Start timing.
It doesn't take an extremely long time until you get into a higher level. Like normally, on average, you're probably only going to change out 1 or 2, depending on the specific situation.
If I'm not paying attention, I'm sorry. I'm busy.
Oh no, it's absolutely fine. As morning comes and you will all awake in the upper level of the Barbed Coral headquarters, you eventually make your way out to find each other. And without the water breathing effect remaining, you get back down to the bar with some difficulty as you begin the awkward swimming process of dropping into a hatch and then kind of pick paddling through this space to get to another one to open and then escape and let air fill your lungs again. Phobic. Not as difficult as it was in the vault, though. And you eventually all begin to gather at tables inside the bar. Unless anybody had anything they'd like to do in their bedroom before.
No, other than
Nope.
that.
Nothing that comes to mind for me.
Okay, then you all begin to gather to start your day. Where would you like to start?
Well, Jordan's gonna go back on, just check in on like the resources and info for their mission, and pretty much prep the head out. I don't know what everyone else is gonna do.
Getting a drink for the road.
Yes.
Like the night before, there is still no bartender currently. So you make your way behind the bar. You just kind of like grab a mug, pour the spout, and then just kind of stand up and move your way around with mug in hand.
I mean, unlimited ale. I mean, not gonna complain.
When there's no bartender, the ale's unlimited.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
We gotta go to
Marshal.
and that's where we need to go. So I say we go there.
Nice.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Okay, if anybody can hear me right now, I can't hear anything, so
Yes.
Nothing's being said.
problems. I
Definitely.
now and then come back.
Oh dear! It broke the format! It broke the format! It broke the format!
Foot.
Marshal, you made him leave.
Well, we had a moment there. It
No one's
kind
gonna
of
talk about this, right?
No one.
Okay.
Me.
Oh crap, I need to know if I get those rings or not.
Owen, it's been 2 minutes.
Owen, you're center stage right now, like on the stream. What would you like to say?
I am center stage. Oh god.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, turn
yeah.
the camera back on. We need to reformat.
Yep, sorry. Very much my apologize to everybody else. My audio suddenly stopped functioning, and I could not hear anybody.
Yes.
Yes. I believe you got pranked by Marshal as he turned off his mic when he was speaking to make us think he wasn't saying anything, and then you fell for it.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
sorry,
heard
my
great.
my earbuds that I was using to prevent audio feedback died at the exact same time you did that. So fortunately, perfect storm.
That's so good. Okay, well, I said, recap, I told everyone exactly where we need to go, and now we're going.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I ever get the stealth components or?
Oh, yeah, right.
Right. I'm so sorry about that. While you've all gathered in the barn, you've kind of been waiting around for the things that Orok and his wife has promised you. They eventually do return, not from the hatch, but through the front door. They all look like they have had a very tired night, and neither of them has slept. As they return into you, they show up and say, starting with Muck says, okay, we have next to none of these, but what we do have, I will lend to you. And Muck hands you, Jorn, 3 more shells.
Fantastic. Lend? How do you lend shotgun shells? How do you lend shotgun shells?
If they are not
You
used,
must return them.
I lend them, meaning if they are not used during this mission, I expect them to be returned to me.
Carter, your audio went whack there at the end. You are lagging like a madman. Hold on.
Actual
Happening with the
I'm gonna put the stream cover over this one time. Just to let you know, the stream cover is up. So hey, if you wanna fix something.
All the audio for me is
no, the Discord call broke. My audio broke too.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, good to know it's not just me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Audience.
We are not.
Can you hear us?
I apologize for the current technical difficulties. If you are seeing the stream cover at the moment, it is because our Discord call broke.
We don't know
and everything is terrible.
Turn your camera back on, Brad.
Boo, Bradey, boo!
You're seeing the me. You're not seeing the me. You're seeing the me. Why is? Hold on. Oh no. Oh.
Stream cover back on. Technical issues. Ah, there he is. There he is. There he is. The demon himself.
Very apologize for the technical difficulties we've been experiencing in the second half. Returning to where we were, Muck, disgruntled, comes up to you and says, lending them means if you don't use them this mission, I expect them back.
Okay, I understand. He specifically puts those 3 aside. He doesn't say this to use first.
His wife approaches you, Ariena, and silently just stares at you for a moment and says, you needed 2, I believe?
You can take it out of my pay or...
What is this for exactly, and can I have it?
She gently picks up her palm and hands to you 2 platinum rings. And Fartug...
I can actually cast a spell now.
She hands you 1 as well.
Yes! 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 Oh, yeah.
It's a platinum ring worth about 50 gold pieces.
Okay, but what's the actual use for it?
If I don't use it,
I don't know. You
back.
have to ask Owen.
Owen, tell me.
Warding bond.
What?
This will be great for my warding.
I don't even recognize that spell.
I took it thinking, yeah, this will be good, until I realized I didn't buy spell components for it.
They all look. They both look towards you and go, thank you very much for accepting this mission. I have no idea who is behind it, but if they are this audacious, I'm sure there'll be trouble. I wish you all the best of luck. Please succeed. I don't need to emphasize how much I please very much would like you to succeed.
We'll do the best we possibly can, and if we fail, we're probably dead, so...
Yep.
It's in our best interest to succeed.
Calm emotions.
We're good at our job.
That's when Jorn just turns around and walks out the door and starts configuring his plan on how they're gonna find some stuff out.
Sees green hooded people, doom music starts playing.
Oh, Jesus.
Dang it, did I do Doom or did I do Mortal Kombat again?
That sounded like Doom.
Either way,
Okay.
no money from the stream. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Nobody knows.
As you leave the mermaid's call, where are you heading?
Can I cast locate object?
Oh,
I will have to double check the specifics.
Locate object the book.
let me check. No.
There it is.
Assuming that Book of Prophecies would be the nearest type of object of that type.
Oh my god,
I
it was
haven't
in
seen
your
that
pocket.
Man, we can skip over my torturing plan if this works.
What?
Whoa.
What?
What?
Why don't you explain yourself here, Martin?
Hey, let's see how your spell works first.
Might not need to explain much, just show us.
Why explain, just show us.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, tip for any dungeon masters at home. If you'd like to make a compelling, well thought out plot, maybe don't make the premise underminable by a second level spell. Or maybe do, if that's your thing.
I don't know, I like the torture idea.
Alright,
Speed run this
Ariena,
campaign.
as you fire up locate object, concentration spell for 10 minutes, so you have a little bit of time. At first, you feel nothing.
It's
First things first, how would Ariena's locate object manifest itself?
I was thinking more of just like it wouldn't be like a visible manifest. It'd be more of like her god's just like guiding her like this way.
Okay,
and
it's more of a spiritual understanding.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense if I realized you were a cleric moments earlier. So as you begin to manifest the spell, at first you're afraid it's not working. The range of it just kind of feels as if you're not able to feel the presence of the object. So the town itself being a little larger, you begin to wander throughout the streets, until eventually you just kind of feel this strange warmth come across the side of your head, and you look to your side, and you begin to feel the object in the distance. And you begin to walk through the town at a brisk pace, leading the pack away. You eventually come to the outskirts of a large building on the ground that seems to be set kind of into the stone itself, as if somebody has went through the trouble to melding the stone of the ground into the building together. And you see there's this large jagged fence around the edges. The building itself is several stories tall, made of this thick, dark black stone. And on the edges, you see many, many guards wearing dark cloaks and wearing chains that are strapped around their bodies and carrying clubs. This is, from what you could tell, the headquarters of the Bound Court.
So, like, are we still in the town, or do we travel out
Yes,
of
you're
the
still
town?
in Rogue Passage. The town itself is probably several miles wide. The range of locate object is only about a mile. So it just meant you had to wander slightly through the town in order to actually cover the entire grounds with the spell.
So, basically, it led us to this building, the spell.
Yes, you can feel the book inside the building. Are you trying to be discreet with your movements, or are you more just following directly wherever it leads?
I'm not trying to be discreet unless they want to.
Jorn's kind of distantly following behind, knowing it's not smart to just stay as this large group, like...
Okay, you have all
The other
reached the outskirts of this building. Guards file around it.
Dreaded file from it.
What?
Done.
Okay. Am I cutting out a lot?
No, you're not.
No? You're pretty
just
clear.
keep talking.
I think the DM
Because
here
I
is
see my
just
screen's
thinking.
flickering.
Oh.
I think the DM
It
here
is
is just
flickering.
thinking. Hey Carter, are you thinking right
No,
now,
I'm not
or-
thinking. I'm giving you the prompt to tell me what you want to do. Like you've reached
Oh.
a building that you believe the
I
book is in.
approached the building.
Okay, can I do a perception check? Are there any buildings taller than this one nearby?
Taller than this one? Looking around doesn't really require a perception check. There are a couple 1 or 2 story buildings that, from what you can tell on the outside, might be shops of some sort with dwellings above them. There are a couple small houses, but nothing that really rivals the size. You can tell that all of the income and financial and like physical assets are pretty much localized to the crime guilds of the town, so they have the most real estate and most robust buildings as a result.
Jorn is kind of gonna wave the party over to a more discreet spot and is like, right, we huddle up. Like, is everyone huddling up?
Oh yeah.
Everyone kind of huddled up, like, okay. So let's look here. So Jorn kind of looks out of the huddle, like, how's like the guard formation kind of looking?
As you are all kind of discreetly trying.
happening here.
The guard position looks really good.
If you're within view and you're trying to be discreet while you are watching the building, do me a favor and make a perception check.
All of us or
Perception.
one of us?
Any of you may.
Well, I rolled a
Perception.
20, so...
19 plus.
Natural?
3!
Oh, sorry. I mixed. It was supposed to be you guys make a stealth, and I'm perception check. I'm a moron.
Yeah.
Oh, you perception check, we do stealth. Okay. In that
I rolled a
case,
7.
I rolled a
6.
23.
I rolled a 6.
17.
As a group, you're generally able to keep
rolled a nat
a
one.
close watch without drawing the attention of any of the guards, particularly. Martin, specifically looking out for guard formation. First things first, how long do you plan on all waiting here watching the building?
Like, we're not, like, spying on the building. Jorn's just kind of, like, making a quick assessment, like, before going back to the huddle.
Quick assessment.
This is a very interesting building.
There isn't around the fencing. There isn't so much a patrol as in like around at the main gate. There are about 5 or 6 guards, and then around any of the sides, every perhaps 100 feet around the perimeter of the building, there is another 1 or 2 kind of just keeping watch, making sure that they're watching the perimeter at all times.
Do you think that we've reached the end game boss at like the second mission? Like, don't you think like we are gonna get like our behinds handed to us by these guards?
What do you mean?
Jorn
It's just
kind of looks at Fartug and like, maybe not. I have a plan. Jorn's kind of look like Jorn's kind of like, all of you just wait here a second. Jorn kind of like emerges from the huddle and this does kind of like an observatory, just sort of casual walk around the area, like.
Okay, I'm gonna have Jorn make another stealth check on himself, by himself again.
Cancel.
That would be a 22.
They see you.
Yeah, this is gonna be real easy for you guys if I keep rolling 3s and 4s.
Yes.
We love you.
He's gotta kind of look like for an area that's specifically very wooden looking, that's nearby.
Tree.
What do you mean wooden looking?
like structure made of
Something he can
predominantly
burn.
wood, something that can, like, if you, let's say you were to throw a very specific vial at, it would just burst into flames.
The building itself is made entirely of stone. In the actual area of Rogue's Passage and in the neutral territories in general, almost all buildings are made of stone because there are virtually no trees here unless you're willing to climb up towards the floating islands. So it is extremely rare to have wood as like a main property of something. Almost everything you're seeing is stone.
Okay, that's when, okay, I have a plan. As he kind of, like, makes his way back to the huddle. Alright, this is what we do. Fartug, I need you to create a distraction. I need you to get them all to gather around you in a single spot.
This sounds like...
Martin, if you don't have the stats on Alchemist Fire with you, Alchemist Fire, a vial breaks, and in a 20-foot radius, it deals 1d4 damage at the beginning of each turn.
Yeah, but they're on fire. They'll panic.
Just as a heads up, that's how Alchemist Fire works.
That's where the next part comes
fireball
in.
in a jar.
Because I'm going to be throwing that a bit from a distance. That's when we have... Because, of course, if we're going to light a bunch of the guards on fire, the other ones are just going to come running suit. And that's when we just run right through the gate.
I will say, it's not like an open gate. It is physically closed.
Oh, well, in that case, very likely then, we could just probably use Ariena's climbing gear to just scale the wall.
I was thinking, is there a building next to it that we could just see if we can climb across through?
We kind of already figured, though, that, like, none of the buildings are taller than this one. We need one that would be taller if we were going to do that.
Like, the building itself is that you're looking at, that the Bound Court holds themselves in, is about 4 to 5 stories tall. Just eyeballing it, the building itself does not have many windows on the exterior, so it's a little bit more difficult to judge height. The buildings around it are about, around the perimeter of it, are 1 to 2 stories tall. Depends on which building you go to. However, there is about probably 100 feet from the building to the outer fence of the Bound Court, and the fence itself is probably about 8 to 9 feet tall. So there are buildings around that are higher than the fence, but not taller than the Bound Court building.
Okay. So, okay, I think this is the plan we can do. First things first, Fartug, you go create a performance, and when the time comes, in the meantime, the rest of us are going to climb this closest building here. When, from the rooftop, I'm going to drop this here vial on top of the crowd there. When you see fire, make for the building, while the rest of us make our way over the wall.
Okay, so when I see fire, go just straight into the building.
Into the building that's not surrounded by the wall, yes. And then try to just take the same path we take over top.
Okay, I like this.
Sound like a plan?
I don't really know about doing the Owen strat, but it's never failed before.
I've never died during it. Not at all.
Right, you go Fartug, and then like Jorn is gonna wave everyone over to start climbing the building as he sends Fartug out. Like,
so I'm supposed to go just at the edge of the gate, or like
just go to a spot by the building we're climbing and just try to make them gather.
Okay, got
it. Go ahead, Bard. Do it.
Wait.
Assuming you're going to one of the are you going to one of the 2-story or 1-story buildings that kind of surround it? Are you going to one of the ones that look like a store with a house over top of it, or one of the ones that just kind of looks like somebody's more shambled home?
Well, I think we're probably going to go for more the 2-story because we're trying to make our way over the wall, so...
Okay.
Okay, before this wall was down, you know, and are just, what, with Martin, or...
Yeah, you're joining me on top of the building.
And what the hell is Marshal gonna do?
Marshal, what he's gonna do... He's the bard, he has to figure a way to get them all together, and afterwards he just breaks for the building and heads up towards us as we're breaking it over.
What we could do is, if he distracts enough of the guards, We could just go open the gate from behind, let him in.
That is a good idea too. That is a very good idea as well. That we can do. Then this Fartug breaks for the gate, and we open the gate and let him in.
Okay.
And then we just lock. Then we just lock all the guards outside.
Got it. So I'm on the outside. I'm trying to pull them out. Are they guarding around the gate, or are they inside the gate?
Really try to get them as many of them out as possible.
There are 6 of them outside the gate, just watching for people who would try to come near it.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Right. You're up, Fartug.
Okay, you guys start going.
Go, Marsh, go.
I go out in plain vision, and I go, hear ye, gather around. Does that attract any of their attention?
Make a performance check.
Oh boy. You guys might want to go quicker. I rolled a 6.
As you walk out and say these things, you see a couple of the guards' eyes like kind of shift towards each other and then look back at you. Like, you haven't established anything that you're going to do, so like in your brain you're just like, I've given them no reason to gather round.
See? So, what kind of weapons are they holding?
Some of them are holding maces, others are holding morning stars, some are just holding wooden clubs.
Got it. I say, look at all of your weapons, your measly weapons. How can you defend this fortress with those kind of weapons? Goodness, I would not want to be in your shoes right now. But thankfully, I have the solution for you. And I just pull it out of my backpack. My 10-foot pole, the poking stick. Now this is where the future is headed, okay? I start like, almost like polishing it and kind of it gleams. And I'm like, now see, when you're trying to, when you're trying to defend something as beautiful as this fortress, you kind of have to strike fear into the heart of your opponents. And let's see, I motioned to one of them with the club. I'm like, what? You got a club? What's that gonna do? You're gonna make them want to just hit you even more.
Make a general charisma check there.
Come on, please. Oh, it's better. 13.
As you say that, and you specifically point out the one guy with the club, he kind of looks at the club, and then his shoulders just like sink down with his head. You see, you're beginning to gather some interest from the crowd of couple of guards. Like, you're not particularly sure if they're interested in the product you're selling, or whether they're like, this guy is suspicious. Let's go investigate. But a couple of them begin to pull away from the gate and move towards you. There's still 1 or 2 still hanging around the front of the gate.
I get these.
I'm imagining.
How far away
I'm imagining.
are they from us?
I'm imagining the rest of us are scaling the building right now to get to the top.
Are you guys scaling the building, or are you guys trying to unlock the gate and sneak in behind them?
Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're trying to do. We're trying to get over and opening it from the inside. We're trying to open it from the inside.
Like we're trying to get over the gate using the building and then just go through.
Oh, and then unlock it from the opposite side. Okay, I see.
How far
So
away
we're-
are we from the guards who are inside the gate currently?
They're not inside the gate. They're just on the outside. So there's the fence. And then there's the building you're scaling. They're probably about 50 to 75 feet apart. The guards, and Fartug is probably maybe 10 feet away from this building, and the guards that have begun to gather are probably about, let's say, 40-ish feet from the gate now. The ones that are sticking close are like pretty much on the gate still.
And what kind of weapons are the guys holding that are at the gate?
At the gate, they're the ones who look a little bit more high-ranked, who are a little bit more well-equipped. You see one... while most of them are wearing chains, these ones also have a single silver chain that also crosses over top of their body.
Right. Okay.
They're carrying morning stars, these ones.
And they have like chainmail?
No chainmail. It's like a thick robe with some leather armor on top, and then there are like actual like singular like links of chains are like wrapped around the torso.
Okay, so I get. Okay. So
Yeah.
I speak to the not the group, but them, and I say, well, as you can see, obviously, you may be looking at this poking stick and think, what the hell? It's just some terrible goblin salesman trying to scam me. You may be right, but but this comes with its perks. I'm gonna do a demonstration. I pull out the 10-foot pole and I hand it to one of the guards. Go ahead, poke me right in the stomach. See how
One of the
well
guards who
it'll
have
work.
already moved over to you. The gentleman who you recently insulted and has dropped the club takes the 10-foot pole in his hand, kind of looks at it. You see, he looks at you, and
Go ahead, don't be shy. Oh god, am I going unconscious? This was a good idea. Great idea, great plan, Martin.
what's your armor class?
14.
15?
No, 14.
14? He takes the 10-foot pole and he takes it and he jabs you in the stomach with it, and you feel it just kind of faintly tap your armor.
It does nothing.
Oh, it
Like
does
it
not.
barely even touches you. Like it
Okay.
just bounces off.
I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna. Oh my god! I like fall over. I'm like, can't you see the power?
You see the other two gentlemen at the side of the gate begin to also move forward to the point where they're about 30 feet away from the gate now. Fartug, do me a favor and roll a deception check with your fake pain.
Come on, dice, please. Ow. Oh, okay. Deception, you said.
Yes.
Okay, 21.
Oh God, yeah. You see all of them kind of look at each other, and then the guy with the club looks at his hands where he's holding the 10-foot pole, and his eyes almost like begin to fire and become like slightly malicious, like he's drunk with the power of the 10-foot pole.
See? Oh,
The crowd has begun to like thoroughly stay around Fartug now, and the rest of you by this point would have made it to the top of the building if you'd like to hatch whatever plan you are while this lovely goblin salesman continues his ramblings.
Jordan's gonna look down. And is gonna look at the distance of like from there, the roof and the wall.
The roof and the wall are about 75, 60-ish feet apart.
Jordan's gonna take his rope from like his explorer's kit and try to tie it down. Is there like, I can imagine there's something some sort of post at the top there.
Yeah, the top is kind of like peaked a little bit, not extremely to the point where it's hard to standing, and there is a bit of like an ease trough that goes around the top. Your rope, I'll remind you though, is only 50 feet long.
Okay. We'll make work. That's when Jordan's gonna be like, after tying down the rope and holding on to it, is just gonna like, right, it's the time, and he's gonna take out a bottle of the alchemist's fire and chuck it in the direction.
He does that.
Wait,
Huh?
yeah,
He does
before
that.
he
Are
does
all
that.
of them there?
Yeah, all of them have now gathered around Fartug.
Okay, how far away is Marshal from us currently? Like,
Fartug from us.
You guys are on top of the
Okay.
building. Fartug is probably about 10 feet away from the side of the building, and then all of the crowd of guards is kind of kept in front of him. They're about 5-10 feet away. They're all clustered around him.
okay.
Not around him. They are all in front of him in a clump.
So before Martin throws the bottle, I'm gonna telepathically speak to Marshall, and I'm gonna tell him, "All right, it's me, it's me, the professor.
It's me.
We're throwing the bottle. You gotta get out of there." So
But my pole,
give him the-
my gold for the demo.
Sorry.
Okay, Fartug, you hear this voice in your head of the professor reminding you of, there's literally about fire to rain above you.
Guess I'm insane. No, I'm gonna just book it. Pole or no pole, I'm running.
That's when Jorn's gonna flick the bottle at them.
Okay, Jorn, you give the bottle a little bit of a toss, and as it begins to fall towards the guards, you see the one holding the 10-foot pole kind of is so intently focused on the pole, and he doesn't really notice Fartug begin to run away, but the rest of them kind of go, "Wait, what's happening?" And then they all look up to see the alchemist fire directly smash on the head of the gentleman holding the 10-foot pole. And it splashes outwards, and the group is all going to take some fire damage. Jorn has just thrown a bottle of alchemist fire, and I think that is where we are going to leave the session for tonight.
Yeah.
You're cliffhanging
Cliffhanger!
You're
Amazing.
cliffhanging us on our own.
I did it!
actions.
I made a cliffhanger!
Cliffhanger! Closing comments, everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize again. It seems we're not going to be able to get through one of these streams without having some form of technical issue.
I think we did better this time.
Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what we do. It helps us out a lot. It also tells us how much you like what we do, and tells us what to do more of. That was a very strange way of saying things that you've probably heard 40,000 times before, perhaps today alone. Martin, would you like to plug anything for the rest of the channel?
In layman's terms, what he was saying is like, share, and subscribe. It's the best way to support us. Make sure to visit our partner game store, Phoenix Games and Hobbies. Into D&D, well, they sell the books. Of course, if you're in the area of Kitchener Waterloo, that is.
Smash that bell icon.
Smash that bell icon.
Only 50% of our viewers are actually subscribed.
Look at this graph.
I just like to say,
analytic.
we cannot determine that. I'm gonna guess it's probably not true. We don't have any
It's
viewers.
fake, and it's always been.
I wouldn't say that's entirely true. We do get a decent view. I will find it, though, it is true that we get more viewership after, like, streams and stuff. On the note of Phoenix, if you do visit, make sure to ask for an exclusive Magic the Gathering Goblin token for a limited time.
Yes. Drawn by me. Produced by the wallet of Martin.
Yes. It is a powerful combination. But anyways, everyone, thanks for watching.
Have a good
Bye.
night.